Alright guys, so here beginning of the trail, and we're gonna do the biggest trail, but there are more of them after. So we have around 5 hours, 6 hours till darkness. So let's start. So this is our first day hiking in Monteverde, which is in 1700 meters up in the mountains, on the other side of the hills from Arena Lake. And here we chose the Santa Elena Nature Reserve for our first hike. You have to pay entrance fee like everywhere else in Costa Rica, about $12 I think, and you have to be back by 4 p.m. After about 10 minutes we got to this crossroad. We can go left to Del Bajo Trail. We're gonna go on the right through Canon Negro Trail, which is 5 kilometers. It's the longest trail here, and we're gonna make a loop and come back here. One big positive about this nature reserve was the abundance of trees and the plant life. Could see some really big trees here, but we didn't see any animals, not even birds. And I think the reason for this is that it was extremely windy up here, which is not so good for birds flying around. Right after about 1 hour of hiking, we arrived to the first viewpoint. In the front we can see the hills of the Bosque Eterno de los Niños Nature Reserve. And farther behind we can even see the Arena volcano, where we've been just 2 days ago. So looking at the map, we noticed that there is a lot of trails that you can go to, but all of them are in a relatively small area, around 5-kilometer radius. So after a while it becomes pretty repetitive and boring to see the same kind of trees and same kind of plants. But we're reading the Monteverde Nature Reserve is popular for bird watching, but we haven't seen any birds. As I said, it could be because of strong wind. Alright, about halfway through we stopped to have some vegan lunch. I see way too many people relying on restaurants when they're traveling around, even vegans, but the best way is to just pack your own food. So we're reading online that this area was used 50 years ago for dairy cows for grazing. But when I look around, some of the trees are apparently older than 50 years. So I think there are still some forested areas left back then, but it's still impressive how the environment can change in just 50 years. Over here they had to dig a passage through the root of a fallen down tree. So the conditions in this tropical environment are so good for the trees and plants that they are able to grow very fast because of abundant rain and warm weather all year round. These conditions at the same time can be a big threat to the topsoil. If the topsoil is heavily deforested for pastures, during the torrential rains during the rain season, the topsoil gets washed off gradually so much that the soil just becomes so rocky that no trees can grow there like we see in Albania. And also during the dry season, the soil becomes so dry because there is no shade that the new trees don't have a chance to grow. Like a lot of walking, but we don't see anything special here. So would be enough just that one loop, and again overpriced, $16 per person here. So no animals to be seen. We don't even see any insects. It was just like a dead woods, just a lot of plant growth, but not much animals. At least there is a lot of trees here, which is nice, but as I said, for $16 this should be for free, man. Definitely not worth it here to come. Alright, and just few hundred meters before the exit, we got to this viewpoint tower, which was pretty high. But at this point, we're completely surrounded by the clouds, like in a real cloud forest. So I think we're not gonna see any view from up there. Alright, and once we got to the top, it was extremely windy here and plus cloudy, so we couldn't even see anything. But if you get a clear view, you can see an arena volcano in the front. If you look over to Pacific side, you can see 3 different volcanoes and also a little bit of the Arena Lake. We probably should have came to this viewpoint at the beginning of our hike when it was still not so cloudy. Alright, and here we got back to the parking where we saw the coati again. So now it's clear that they are here because people probably throw a food waste here, so more likely see them near the houses than in the wilderness. Guys, that's it for today's hike at Santa Elena Nature Reserve. Even though we were quite disappointed that we didn't see any animals here, it's still great to be in nature between the trees. For somebody who wanted to get most of Costa Rica, this would be a big waste of time and money. Next we're gonna try out the zipline, which will be more exciting, so stay tuned for that video, and as always, stay healthy and stay adventurous.